and I wanted to just chat with Kevin to get a little insight into his journey into the cannabis industry and learn a little more about what he's doing.
Cool. So my name is Kevin Ford. I am from Prince George's County, Maryland, which is a predominantly African-American county that is known for being more so of an affluent county. And from my experience growing up in a household of 2 doctors, I saw both the medical business benefits as well as the business benefits of cannabis, and I just want to seek to educate our community about what is actually going on as this shift is coming about in terms of cannabis going medical and recreational.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that we're at the forefront and being able to teach folks who look like us how to actually navigate the space.
Exactly. So I know part of the Uplift companies is Uplift Maryland.
Yep.
So tell me more about the mission of Uplift Maryland and kind of the work that you do in Maryland currently.
So Uplift Maryland, I started that in 2016 more so to do patient certifications for people who were looking to get their medical cannabis cards. But there was a shift. I started working at Marion, Maine with Hope, and I noticed that there was really a lack in information, or really just the dissemination of that information amongst our community. And I started, I applied for a grant from the Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission to do a business development and training program for minorities and women who were looking to apply for cannabis licenses. And then it took off from there. You know, I'm truly humbled at the response that we received. We received over 500 interested parties who were interested in taking our classes, and then we've been able to really shift that over into continuing to do education, because we recently just won another contract from the MMCC to do dispensary agent training as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
It's awesome. So tell me more about how you kind of transitioned, I guess, into this space, and like, what are your goals?
So I actually started off working with my good friend Carte with his clothing company, Marijuana and Bullshit, and through that experience I was really able to foster quite a few relationships and really keep those relationships close and continue to work them over time till now we're here to present day, where the laws are starting to change and those connections are really starting to come back full circle. Yeah, I'm just excited to really have the opportunity to help just push forward minority involvement within the industry.
So tell me more about cannabis culture in Maryland. I know you have medical marijuana currently legalized there.
Yep. And I guess one thing that's important to note about Maryland's industry, we do have medical cannabis, but the kicker is the fact that DC is legalized for recreational use. Although it's still a gray market, it still presents an opportunity for people to go outside of that medical system and purchase their cannabis in DC. But to my personal opinion, I think Maryland cannabis is really doing well. Like, we're at the forefront of making sure that our patients are educated on the products that they're consuming. We're one of the only states to have full terpene testing profiles. So, you know, we're just trying to
labeled on the packaging.
Exactly. On every package, you'll know what the terpenes, cannabinoids, everything, and you know, for the retailer or even the producer, the grower or processor, it's important to have an educated patient, because the educated patient will spend a couple more dollars.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So another question that I was thinking, or just when I wanted to interview you, was like, what are some of the challenges navigating this space as a Black man? And then what are some of the joyous things about just waking up every day and just doing the work?
Well, I guess we'll start with the joy first. You know, I just love cannabis. You know, as a patient first, I enjoy going and trying different strains and seeing how different things make me feel, and being able to match those terpene and cannabinoid profiles to how it actually make me feel, so that I have the opportunity to go out and pick other things that are, you know, within that common bit. But on the business side, though, I think that a lot of the main challenges they lie in funding,
right.
you know,
exactly.
and not only funding, but the wherewithal and experience to actually operate a cannabis business. And I think that's what our class really tries to focus on, is not necessarily the expertise aspect, but more so from the entrepreneurship aspect of how do you actually start a business, picking your name, registering with the state, getting your EIN number, your bank account, writing a business plan, going over marketing techniques, going over organizational structure. And those are the things I think that would at least give our community a chance to start a company and get a foot in the door, where then they can go and legitimize themselves and be able to partner with whomever they would want to partner with in the future.
Exactly. I think even with Legal Trapping 101, this platform is really about the education. So with Uplift Maryland, I definitely wanted to talk with you, because it seems like it's all about the training and really giving people the resources and information that they need to be successful and navigate.
Exactly.
So what advice would you give to anyone who's looking to get into this industry, try to do some work like you that's more advocating, being in the community? How can they get started?
I think the number one thing is really just checking with these organizations, for one, like Minorities for Medical Marijuana, Can-Inclusive, Can-Cultural, Estro Hayes. They're all having events all the time, and I guess in Maryland we have events as well, and there's plenty of other entities that also do events in Maryland, and it's really just important to just jump out there and just do it. Just do it, Nike.
Just do it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. Where can we find you on the internet, social media?
Yeah, so you can find me on social media. It's K Ford, like the car, JR, on everything. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then the company you can find at uplift.maryland on Instagram, and Uplift Maryland on Facebook and Twitter.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us.